Hey, what's up, man? Welcome, guys, to episode 15. I'm your host, Trinidad Mora from the Dental Advocate, and this is where the assistant life feeds from experience and unity. So, welcome, guys. We're going to be talking about nitrous oxide, uh, aka laughing gas. And this is, to me, it's kind of a funny one because I just from experience and seeing patients on nitrous, some I feel like really exaggerate, what's going on in their head. But I've thought about it and I think, well, maybe it is going on. Like some people feel it a little bit stronger or not. But um, have you guys ever tried it? You guys ever tried nitrous? I tried it 2 times. Once for treatment and once for recreational. And honestly, I wasn't impressed, man. I just maybe I'm just one of those people that doesn't really feel that kind of symptoms after inhaling the gas. It wasn't for very long though. I mean, maybe 30 seconds, a minute, and maybe you had to do it longer. But I really wasn't interested. It made my head feel weird. So nitrous, it's a formula. It's a non-flammable gas. It's odorless. It's colorless, and it has a slight metallic scent and taste. So mostly used in the medical field and dental field, mostly for surgery and for people who are either nervous or just they probably, honestly, some patients when they first start using it, I tell them, if you've never had it, try to go without it, just because once you use it, you feel like you always need it. And it is definitely an extra charge. So if you want to get into it, it's always going to be that extra charge, and you're always you can do so it's mostly known for supposedly anesthetic and pain reducing. I honestly, I can't tell you how many times I've had patients tell me that it didn't do anything. Maybe they were like me. They didn't really like, their body just didn't, I don't know. They didn't feel it for them. Um, so this laughing gas, it was named by this guy named Humphrey Humphrey Davy in 1772. Check this out, dude. He he administered nitrous mostly to women, and he had this room where he did it, and he would advertise it as like um, as having the easy life. So he had this huge machine in this room that because of its like euphoric effects, he would have them inhale it. And obviously, some used it for recreational purposes, but it's probably the safest thing that you can use. I mean, you can't OD off of it. You can't, you can't. It doesn't have any effects to any of your to your brain or your heart or lungs or anything. And besides the fact that you get a little tingly, lightheaded, and that euphoric feeling. Some people feel tingling in their toes or their hands. But once you take someone off of nitrous and you give them oxygen, within 2-3 minutes back to normal. So it's not like you get oxygen and then you're gonna drive home and you're feeling weird or something. So it goes away pretty fast. This nitrous, they also use it in rocket propellant and motor racing. I'm sure a lot of you guys know, to make the engine go faster, more output on the engine. I also found that it contributes to global warming. Is that crazy or what? I had no idea. It depletes the ozone layer. So the next time you're laughing your ass off on nitrous, think about the rest of us burning away while you're laughing. The ozone layer, man. Who would have known? So the use of nitrous, actually in the UK, it's huge. It's huge. Um, they Back in the 1700s, they had laughing gas parties. Yeah, laughing gas parties, and they were arranged by the British upper class, and this became like an immediate success. I'm sure you guys would know why. And this was like in 1799, and they would have these huge parties of just laughing gas. You know what I mean? Everyone was getting high. So that was like in, let's see, yeah, 1799, because the guy discovered it 1772. So they had quite a few years of a lot of. And oh, let me go back to what this guy had in the room. So he had this room. I don't know what you have to burn to get the gas, but it didn't really specify when I read a little bit about it. It said that it had this huge machine where he had the burner, and from the burner, the gases would run through water to clean it up and get all the impurities out. And from there, it went to a bag that was made out of silk, but that was airproof and waterproof. And he would fill them up, and then he had people like on the chairs, and then he just, here you go. And the bags weren't small. It wasn't like little balloons that people walk around with. These bags look like this. I mean, I saw a picture of it. The bag was this big. It was huge, and it just. I mean, man, I can only imagine everyone talking all funny. You know how it makes your voice all high pitched. So yeah, that's crazy, man. So a little facts here about it says 19th century widespread. The purpose was allowed and recreational use to expand greatly throughout the world and the United Kingdom. So as of 2014, nitrous was estimated to be used by almost 500,000 young people at night spots, festivals, and parties. That's crazy. Yeah, man. UK, guys. You guys want some nitrous? UK is the spot. And in 2017, there was a documentary about the laughing gas black market. I guess there's drug dealers who sell it, and what they do is they steal the canisters from the hospitals. Yeah, it's crazy. And the other thing is the canisters, after they use them, they just throw them in the street. So the community started like really complaining about all the canisters that were just laying around in the sidewalks, or I don't even know where they're at, but I don't know if they have sidewalks, but they were talking about how the canisters were just an annoyance, and people started actually recycling them. But for the most part, yeah, it's quite a big complaint over there about all the canisters of nitrous. And if any of you have ever tried it, let me know your experience. Get me some information, because from my experience, I never really got any of the things that people talk about. Give me one sec, guys. I'm gonna bring something up here. Let's see. So, I know there's plenty of doctors who have gotten busted doing it too, at least here in the States. And I know that I've heard some stories, and I'm sure you guys have heard some stories of some doctors that they stay after work, and empty out the tanks, man. That's bro, I wonder how they get it all for their patients. They must run out a lot of orders of nitrous. We have an oral surgeon 2 times a month, and I order 2 times a month. Sometimes once, just depends how many patients we see. But we order 6 oxygen tanks and 4 nitrous tanks, and most of the time we're done. We're done by the time the second oral surgeon comes around. You know, I've I've been around nitrous for a while, probably since 2000, about 2001. Before that, the doctors that I work with, they didn't use it. So since then, I've noticed that some doctors are really really careful about what the assistant does for the nitrous, especially like changing the levels or I've seen some doctors that trust their assistants to start it, administer it, but I don't I don't think that's part of our duties. I think at the direction of the dentist, you can adjust it, but I don't think you can do the initial nose hood and everything. I think they got to come in, put it on the patient and all that. Or actually, no, you can put it on the patient, but they have to come in and actually physically turn it on. And you guys know, once you got somebody on nitrous, you can't leave the room. They got to be monitored. And for as far as monitoring, I mean, you don't just watch them. You watch their breathing. You ask them how they're feeling. The green tanks is oxygen. The blue tank is nitrous. Changing the tanks is it sucks while you're working. So make sure your tanks are full before you start working. And if you think you might run out, just have an extra tank ready. You know, I, One of the things that I find is we always lose that little clear plastic hub that attaches to the lines. Somehow that always gets thrown away. How does that happen? It just like goes into like clear plastic hub heaven. It just gets lost. So I always keep an extra one. Keep an extra one all the time. You never know when you're gonna need it. So I think we've dug into like 10 broom trash bags trying to find that little sucker. So keep an extra one. Make sure you always have one. Adapting the nose hood to the patient. So we have a small, a medium, and a large. I don't know if any other brands make any different sizes on numbers or anything, but for the most part, when I first got to where I'm at, we always just used the large one on everybody. And then I thought, man, this is too much. Sometimes they would cover the lip or just come, their nose wasn't doing too well, or it wasn't sealing. So I ordered a medium, and then we started seeing a little more kids, so I ordered the small ones. So we have all three sizes now, and it works out. All right. So as far as nitrous oxide, like I said, I haven't really, when I tried I didn't feel anything. So I'm one of those patients that just says I didn't feel anything. So it's supposed to induce a pleasurable feeling. It says after 5 minutes or so of breathing in the gas, you should feel euphoric feeling. I guess maybe I should have just stuck in there a little longer, and maybe I would have felt something. And lightheadedness, I did feel that. Yeah, definitely. And, hence laughing gas. Some people get the giggles. I definitely have seen that in my patients. Some may really feel this because I have patients that swear they need it for everything. I'm sure you guys have those patients where they're like, I need the laughing gas. Or you know what? They don't even say it. You already know. If they're coming in for whatever it is, you put the tanks in there because they want it. They want it and they pay for it all the time. No deal. No big deal. They will pay for it. And how about the ones that have already been on it like 10, 15 minutes, and then they say, "Is it all the way up? Can you turn it up some more?" And then, you know what I do for that? Sometimes I play a little bit of a game with them. I will tell them, "All right, yeah, I'll turn it up." Especially if it's like already to where, the doctor wants me to have it. I'll tell them, "Yeah, I'll turn it up," and I'll just, I'll touch the knob, and I'm like, "All right, there you go." And they'll later on they're like, "Can you turn it up some more?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let me ask the doctor." But yeah, some people they really enjoy it, man. They really really enjoy it. So there are also some patients that have freaked out. Have you guys ever had anyone that freaks out? I only once. I've had one patient. Um, it was a guy. It was actually a teenager. He put it on, and maybe like 3 or 4 minutes in, he starts to kind of like get a little antsy, and he starts to say that his whole body feels weird. But I think he was just feeling an intense moment of what it's supposed to feel like, but he didn't like it at all. He grabbed it, took it off, and he was just like. But we had to put it back on and give him some oxygen. I told him, it wasn't. I turned the nitrous off. But yeah, that was the only time that somebody kind of freaked out with nitrous. Besides that, I've never really seen anyone freak out about it. Carla, what's up? Thanks for watching, man. It says Carla's saying when they need it for an exam. Yeah, yeah, sure. And then they say take your time. We've had tanks get emptied because they just want to be on it. They just want to be on it, man. So here's a few things about how it works. So it says depending on the concentration and the length of the administration, after the initial feeling of lightheadedness, it says so tingling sensation, especially in the arms, legs, or feeling of vibration, warm sensations, a feeling of well-being, euphoria, or floating. So when the patient asks you, what are the things that I'm going to feel? Those are the three things that you should really just feel, and that's it. You're not going to wig out or feel or see anything. I mean, some people have claimed that they see stuff or hear stuff. It's more the hearing, like a I don't know, like a running machine or motor, like the humming of a motor, and that's what I have heard. Yeah, I'd like to know if any of your patients have wigged out. Tune in and write something about that because it's only been one time, and I'd really like to know what they said or how they felt. That's kind of interesting. The blacksmith, man. He's right here behind. He said he wants to get his money's worth. I think that's how a lot of patients feel. That's for sure, because it's not cheap. Yeah, I know. How much is it? That's my girl right there, Natalie. Oh, by the way, guys, big news. I'm a fiance now. Yes. Congratulations to me. Thank you.
Hey, Natalie.
I love you. So she's asking how much it is. I think we charge like 150. Yeah, 150. I think it is. I'm not sure. I think it's 150. So, have you ever, one time we ran out while we had it on the patient, and we didn't think that we would have to use it for so long. And it's one of those patients that if you told them that you ran out or you took it off, they just would not be happy. And I remember this because it's not where I worked right now, because the doctor's the one that actually just said, "Don't worry about it, just leave it on." It was just the oxygen running, and we just left it on. I mean, it was on low, but we just left it on, and we just saw the nitrous go broop, and we were both like, "Oh shoot." And we just left it on, and we just kept asking the patient, "How you doing? How you feeling?" And they were like, "Great, this is awesome." But if you breathe in enough oxygen, it kind of gives you a light head too, So that's crazy, man. I kind of felt like, whoa, if they turn around and look at that thing, well, I don't even know if they'd be able to read it, but yeah, I was just kind of like, oh man, like we were just sitting there pretending like the nitrous was on, and we finished the treatment. Patient took off, never found out, but yeah, I was a little nervous about that for sure. So, what are the advantages of nitrous? Dang, in my head, I honestly I don't even want it. I don't even like topical. I just shoot me. You know what I mean? That to me topical is nasty. Like I don't want that stuff in my mouth. But so nitrous oxide does work rapidly. It says it reaches the brain within 20 seconds. Man, that's fast. And relaxation and pain killing properties develop after 2 or 3 minutes. So you got to have a good 2 or 3 minutes. Hopefully you guys are waiting 2 or 3 minutes before you guys start treatment, or inject the patient. Actually, there's been times where we're going to use nitrous on a patient. And to me, if I paid for nitrous, I would definitely want the doctor to give me nitrous first for a few minutes and then, get me numb. But I've seen doctors put the nitrous on and immediately, like a minute later, 30 seconds later, start putting the topical and just numb. And I'm like, oh, like to me in my head, I'm thinking the patient's probably like, dude, why don't you just wait? You know what I mean? Like, let me get that euphoria before you start, working on me. But yeah, 2 or 3 minutes, that's not a long time to wait. It says there's no after effect. The gas is eliminated from the body in 3 to 5 minutes. So that's really cool. You don't have to worry about, getting the driver home or anything. The other one is inhalation sedation is very safe. There's very few side effects, and the drugs have no ill effects on your heart, your lungs, your liver, kidneys, or brain. So all that information, especially for patients that are having it done for the first time, you kind of want to put them at ease with telling them, there's nothing going to happen with getting it done. Sometimes, most of the time, you don't have to worry about that because they're the ones who want it. But sometimes when you tell them, maybe this is something for you because they're so anxious or they just don't seem to calm down, then you want to, recommend it to them and you just explain those kind of things to them. And it also minimizes severe gagging. I've never really encountered that. Yeah, never. I can't imagine. Yeah, I never thought about that. So I want to hear some stories from you guys about nitrous, man. And I think I'm gonna take a break up until about January 8th. So I won't see you guys for a little bit. And I just thought about it. I think I'm gonna start making some videos, some videos. So I think my first video will be on the nitrous setup on the tanks. Yeah, that'll be a good one. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So that's it, guys. That's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, hold on a second. I got Ali here. Oh, that's my boy right there. So it says, I find the placebo effect works well, usually if they only knew. Yeah. Oh, Becca. What's up, Becca? It's been a while. It says, I've tried nitrous twice and both times I didn't feel anything. See, I'm right there with you, man. I didn't feel anything. And at first I thought, you know what? Maybe because I'm a bigger dude, you know what I mean? But Becca, you're small, man. So yeah, definitely. And again, my guy right here, the blacksmith, he said, put me down for 2 hours. All right, guys. Well, I'll see you guys after the holidays, after the new year. Happy holidays, happy new year, Merry Christmas, all of that. I hope you guys stay safe. And I'll see you guys after, man. And again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to share, follow, and tag an assistant, man. Let them know if there's something you guys want me to talk about. Put it in the comments. And thank you again very much, Silly Panda Media, the Blacksmith, and Vinylholics. Thank you guys very much. I hope you guys also have a great holiday. And as I always say, guys, keep it positive, and I hope your suction never fails you, man. I'll see you guys. Peace.